of the Democrats are keeping the government shut down because they want to give illegal migrants free health care off of the backs of citizens of this country. So your boy was flabbergasted, okay? I said, there's ain't no way that's the reason. No way, Jose. Like, that's what we're doing? Looked it up. All it took was a quick Google search to realize that that was a lie, okay? Real eyes, real lies, real lies. Y'all remember that from back in the day? Well, this was a real lie. And I started to dig a little bit deeper. Like, why is the government shut down? First things first, though, before we even get into why the government is actually shut down, it would be too easy for me to let the Republicans get off with it's the Democrat fault, okay? That doesn't work when you in power, all right? Because with great power comes great responsibility, all right? Word to Spider-Man, okay? You're in charge. Whether you got to negotiate, whether you got to give and take, whatever it take, get the job done. That's what the people put you there for. So I see a narrative floating around saying it's the Democrats' fault. But I'm looking at y'all like you're the owner of the store now. I don't care whose fault it is. I just want the results. I need the government open. We need a fly. I heard SNAP benefits are about to be lost. A whole lot of stuff is going on. You understand? So this isn't time for the blame game. The American people are suffering. All right? This is not time for the blame game because the American people are suffering. Don't tell me whose fault it is. Tell me who's going to fix it. All right? So now that we got that out the way, let's get back into why the government is actually shut down. Because your boy was flabbergasted. Like I said, I was bewildered, bamboozled, confused. Confusion the highest order. You understand? Because when you dig, you don't even got to dig that deep. All I was using was AI, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and it told me clear as day. The Democrats are pretty much just trying to keep in the tax credits and the subsidies that were in place with the Affordable Care Act. All right? They just trying to bring that back. Because you remember the Republicans got rid of it with that big, beautiful spending bill. I know you guys was hearing about that on the news. You thought Trump was just tweaking out, talking about big and beautiful and all of that. You thought he was in the big girls. No. That man was talking about a whole bill that gave them everything they wanted, including not tax cuts. Actually, probably tax cuts, but cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, healthcare, all of that. You understand? So then I'm over here thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, wait a minute. Who's against having higher health care? Like, who's against a higher bill for your health care? Like, I thought we went through that. I remember, what was that dude named Michael Moore? I remember the era where people was literally keeling over, passing away, transitioning to another form of existence, all because they didn't have the money. I thought we was past that. That was the early 2000s. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, let people not pay higher on their health insurance bill. Keep the cuts. What's the problem? All right? Because when you say, let me tell you something. When you say they try to keep it in place for illegal migrants, it gets everybody riled up. This video would have been totally different. I'm over here spazzing out on TikTok. Like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like, yo, you guys are, you know what I mean? So when you hear, you're like, wait a minute. Illegal migrants, what? This is what's going on. You getting ready to blame the Democrats. But then after that, when you actually find out that it's just the Republicans who want people to pay more, and let me be fair. People who can't afford it. This goes back to middle class paying for the, actually, is there a middle class? Really? Actually, but anyway, some people would like to think this goes back to the middle class, upper class paying for, like, poor people. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like, these people can't afford it. You know what I mean? Like, get a job, go and get some food. But, bro, if you got cancer, my nigga, like, Nah, bro, like let that man get treatment. You know what I mean? Like let that man get some treatment. Oh, speaking of which, actually, before I miss this key point, I can't believe I forgot to even bring this up the first time. The only time where illegal migrants come into question when it comes to what the Democrats are actually looking for, when it comes to like health care coverage and all of that, is if they about to keel over. If the Democrats are about to keel over, not the Democrats, if the what up, Leonard? What up, Leonard Yoda? If the illegal migrant is about to keel over, right? They want to be able to have some sort of coverage to save that person's life. That's where that comes in. And these are technically policies that are already in place, that are state ran already. They just get government funded. So these are things that it's not like the government is saying, yo, we're trying to give health care. It's not the federal government saying, yo, we're trying to give health care to illegal migrants. They're saying, we're giving money to programs to states that already give health care to migrants that are about to literally die. You understand? That's what that whole thing is about. So, where do illegals and healthcare come into play in this scenario? Because that's the only thing I've heard so far, and that's a pretty egregious situation. Because if the situation was like, yeah, give everybody who's undocumented healthcare coverage, I'm like, yo, bro, you better get the hell out of here. Y'all better tighten up. But when you realize that that's a lie, then it makes you think even deeper. Healthcare should be free for everyone. Everyone deserves to be healthy. Exactly. What are we arguing about, Leonard? Yo, shout out to Leonard. Bro, I'm literally like, yo, what are we arguing about? We're arguing about giving regular Americans health care. It's not even free, which it should be. As my man Leonard just said, it should be free, but it's not. We're talking about making it more money to pay? What? I grew up in the era. I remember those documentaries. People was keeling over. You had cancer? You didn't have $100,000? Oh, well, too bad, so sad. Time to go meet your maker. What? What are we doing? What are we arguing about? Are you, anyways, hold on, let me chill. So boom. So it makes you think, right? You got to go down the rabbit hole a little bit. Why would you lie about this? You know what I mean? Because first of all, it makes you think, wait a minute. If this is all you got, such an easily debunkable fact. I just made up 2 words. Debunkable fact. All right. If it's so easily debunkable, that probably means you don't have a good enough reason to keep the government shut down, A. And number 2, you're thinking about, wait a minute, why would you want Americans to pay more for healthcare anyways? What? I look at you with the side eye, Trump administration. I look at you with the side eye because it's like, yo, bro, like, y'all took it away from the beautiful bill. These people want it back. And I'm over here looking at all facts, and it's not that bad. Keep them subsidies in. Keep those credits in. Let them people who can't afford it get it. And healthcare should be universal for everyone. If your argument is we don't want the illegal migrant who just got into a car accident and is bleeding all over the floor, we don't want him to have some sort of coverage. We don't want to reimburse him for the coverage that he needed to save his life. If that's your argument, you're not standing on a hill worth dying on. Not to keep the government shut down. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of looking at you like, yo, where's your humanity? Because I'm like, yo, patch him up and send him home. Like, I'll pay for that. Like, I don't mind. Yo, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. There's some things where I'm like, yo, like when I see the food stamp stuff, you over here getting bullshit. You're getting chips and candy for your 10 kids. Well, I'm like, yo, that irks me. But when I'm like, yo, if you're bleeding out on the floor, bro, I'll chip in a few bucks to help you out. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Whether you're a citizen or not, what are we arguing about? What is there to discuss? So boom. I wonder about your humanity as the MAGA. I don't want to call it a party because this is Trump. Yo, let me tell you something. The other day, this a little slight segue, but it's relatable. The other day I was on live, right? And I think I was talking to Crystal and Dharma Agent, and they was like, yo, AI's taking over. AI's taking over. That's why real content creators are suffering with the numbers. And then I watched a documentary by Coldazart, and they broke down how people aren't, not only are they using AI to make videos, they're also using, and I see this myself on TikTok, they're also using AI to control the narratives in the comment sections. So you can say something and it makes, and the person that you're having a debate with is an AI robot only trying to dismiss what you're saying to push a narrative, not a real human who really believes that. Because once somebody who is like, who might feel on the fence, who might be like, nah, yo, this actually makes sense, they see a bunch of, it's that sheep mentality. If 100 people are doing something, they all are doing this. That's why the other day I was so angry. I was like, I don't care if I'm the only person saying this. I'm the only right person in the room. That's a dangerous way of thinking. But when you're dealing with this AI stuff and you're dealing with people being able to control the narrative by numbers alone, you got to use critical thinking. You got to sit there and be like, oh, no. Numbers don't matter anymore. It's about the substance. It's about what matters. What's really happening on the ground. All right. So when I say something, I'm like, hold on, okay, what's the, and I see, because TikTok, there's more engagement, you can kind of see it, and I see the bots, I go on that thing, I look, I'm like, this isn't even a real person, you got 2,000 followers with no videos up, how are you even a real thing? So I'm like, nah, they paying to change the narrative. So they have they got hater bots. What they do, it's not really about hating on it's not hating on the content creator. It's hating on the message to get the people to be swayed in a direction or two. Because if you're in the comment section and you see 100 people saying, yo, you're being dumb, go look. Actually, if you have TikTok, you can go on the second recent video. You could go and look. I'm clicking their pages. I'm like, y'all aren't even, I know you're not real people or whatever. So, but some of them are though. So I'm not going to dismiss everything. But I think this is way bigger of a problem than just regular AI videos and people just making AI videos and stuff. I think it goes down to, because think about, they make, somebody's getting sued right now because he made an AI song. Right? He made a song with AI, posted on Spotify, and then had hundreds of thousands of AI bots listen to the song and then got paid millions in real dollars in royalties. There's money in this. Are you catching what I'm saying? So it's just like when everybody's just looking at the numbers, you would think, oh, wow, there has to be something here. That's what the music industry especially has been built off of. That's why they keep on playing it on the radio. That's why, because it's just, just pump it out to the people. Just smash them just throw the bowl of spaghetti at the wall, whatever sticks. But when you sit there and you're like, wait a minute, does this make sense or not? Is this real? You got to think to yourself for a little bit. You got to exercise your brain for a little bit and be like, no, there's no way. So for instance, this is a perfect example right now. I woke up. The headline said, Democrats are keeping the government shut down to give illegals health care. So automatically, I'm like, what? I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm ready to go in whoever's comments box and be like, yo, you trying to da-da-da. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Let me critically think for a second. Let me go look this up. Didn't even take 2 seconds. I'm like, oh, this is a false narrative. So then you go down the rabbit hole even deeper. And then that's how I got to everything I said in this video about the humanity, about what are we fighting for. These people are sending money all over the world. I'm literally watching you guys fund a whole, what they say is a genocide. I don't know what's going on in the Middle East, but I'm watching a whole lot of money flood out that way. We have money to keep these subsidies in place. Why don't you use some of the war money? What? Come on, man. Anyways, I'm at Home Depot, man. I gotta get to work. I gotta get it pop, locking, and dropping, man. I got mouths to feed. Shout out to Leonard D. Yoda. What up, gang? Shout out to my dog, man. Leonard's in the building, man. Everybody that watching this video afterwards, tap in, man. It's going down. You know the vibes. Like and subscribe at the same damn time. Hit the litty for the titty on the chizzy. I'm out of here.